What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at some of the fundraising. We're going to look at the numbers. I also want to take a look at the race in Texas. Now, you know, March 3rd, we're going to see a primary, and I want to take a look on the Republican side. I want to show you what we could potentially see. And I also want to show you it might not be over on March 3rd. We might see a runoff when we look at the Republican side. So that's what I want to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and please share this with your family and friends. Okay, so I want to take a look. We're going to go over to Real Clear Politics, and as I stated, we're looking at the primary on the Republican side. So right now, Real Clear Politics has a spread of 2%. And so essentially what this is saying is Real Clear Politics, they're averaging the polls, and they're showing us that Paxton has a 2% lead over Cornyn and Hunt. Okay, so let's look at what the spread looks like. So you have 19.5% for Hunt. You have Cornyn at 27.8%. You have Paxton at 29.8%. Now let's look at some of the latest polling. You have this University of Houston poll. This was conducted between January 20th and January 31st. You have Paxton at 38. You have Cornyn at 31. You have Hunt at 17. We have the JL Partners poll. This was conducted between January 31st and February 3rd. You have Paxton at 27, you have Cornyn at 26, and you have Hunt at 26. And if we go back, we'll take a look at this Emerson poll. Between January 10th and January 12th, you have Paxton at 27, you have Cornyn at 26, you have Hunt at 16. And then we'll look at the last polling here, coefficient. This was conducted between December 1st and December 3rd. Paxton at 27, Cornyn at 28, Hunt at 19. So Cornyn is only winning. And remember, Cornyn is the incumbent. He's the Republican incumbent, and he is struggling to win in these polls. Okay, he's only won one of the polls out of the last four. And so what I want to focus on is if you don't get to 50+1, guess what? Now we're going to see a runoff. Looking at all the latest polling, we don't see Paxton at 50+1. We don't see Cornyn at 50+1, which means that we're probably going to see a runoff. Now it gets even more interesting if we're looking at the JL Partners polling. They're showing Paxton at 27, Cornyn at 26, Hunt at 26. Now, if this polling is correct, we could potentially see Cornyn being primaried and not even go to the runoff because Hunt could potentially beat him. So let's say you have Paxton at 27, and then you have Hunt at 27, or you have Paxton at 30, and you have Hunt at 27, and they're the two high vote getters. Then it drops off Cornyn, and Cornyn doesn't even win the primary, doesn't even go to the runoff. And so right now, this is a very interesting race, and that's why I'm watching it very closely, because just looking at the numbers, looking at what's coming out in the polling, Paxton has an advantage. Paxton will probably get an endorsement from Trump. We'll have to see if that happens or see if Trump stays out of it. But you have to remember, Cornyn back in 2024 said that President Trump didn't have a chance of winning. And so now President Trump might say, you know what? I'm going to try to tip the scale. I'm going to say that I endorse Paxton. So we'll have to see how it all plays out. But I just wanted to show you that when we're looking at the numbers, Paxton has an advantage. And when we're looking at all three candidates, we'll probably see a runoff, and Cornyn might not even be in that runoff. So I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know in the comments below. Okay, now I want to take a look at some fundraising, so we'll go ahead and take a look at that right now. Here we go. So looking at fundraising here, we have, this is quarter 4 that we're taking a look at, and so quarter 4 is showing us in Georgia, John Ossoff has $9.9 million raised, Buddy Carter $1.7 million, and Dooley has $1.1 million, and Collins $825,000. Okay, and this is what they were able to raise in quarter 4. North Carolina, you have Roy Cooper at $7 million. You have Watley at $3.8 million. Looking at Maine, you have Plattner at $4.6 million. Very surprising. Plattner is really raising a lot of money, which is good. You have Mills at $2.7 million. You have Collins at $2.2 million. Susan Collins in the fourth quarter didn't raise as much as both competitors, both Democrats that are running against each other. So that just shows you how much people are, they're putting their money. And this is not always the case, but you can follow money in certain situations. You could say, look, we have 2 Democrats and 1 Republican, and both of those Democrats have outraised the Republican. That should tell you a lot. Okay, let's go back and take a look at Ohio. Ohio, you have Sherrod Brown at 7.3 million. You have Houston at 1.5 million. Sherrod Brown knows how to raise money. He's been a senator before. Houston, this is his first time running for Senate. And so because of that, he might be struggling a little bit to find the secret to fundraising. Okay, Michigan, you have Stevens at 2.1 million, and she's a front runner currently on the Democratic side. You have Rogers at 1.9 million. You have McMorrow at 1.7 million, and you have Syed at 1.7 million. And so looking at Michigan, I mean, this is going to be a pretty interesting race. I mean, you have McMorrow. I think the latest polling showed McMorrow up. Stevens has been up in the polls previous to that, and then Syed he's been doing okay, but he's not a front runner at this point on the Democratic side. And then Rogers here staying steady with 1.9 million. So there's a lot of money being invested in these candidates in Michigan. Okay, New Hampshire, we have Pappas at 2.3 million. You have Sununu at 1.3 million. And then you have Brown at 374,000. Texas, okay, this should be interesting. Cornyn, 7 million. Tallarico, 6.9 million. Jasmine Crockett, 6.5 million. Paxton, 1.1 million. And then Wesley Hunt, 429,000. And so just looking at this, you have Crockett, you have Tallarico, both raising a lot of money. You have Paxton, 1.1 million. You have Cornyn raising 7 million, but Paxton is leading Cornyn in the polls. And so what does that tell you? You have Cornyn raising a lot of money and trying to do his best to win, but you have Paxton that is outperforming him when it comes to polling. Okay, even though he's not spending as much money, even though he's not raising as much money, he's still a strong contender against Cornyn. And even when we look at Wesley Hunt has tied Cornyn in some of the different polling, but he only raised 429,000. So, I mean, this Texas race, people are going to be really watching it closely. I'll be watching it closely for sure, but it's really getting interesting. Okay, let's look at Iowa. So you have Henson here, 1.6 million. You have Walls at 741,000. You have Tariq at 677,000. And then you have Sage at 229,000. Looking at Minnesota, you have Craig at 2 million. And then you have Flanagan at 1 million. And so I just wanted to show you that. I thought it was really interesting. Now, you don't always have to follow the money, but looking at some of these races, we see how they're playing out right now. And we see that some of the candidates are outraising their opponents, but they're not winning the race in the polling. The polling is showing that their opponent is winning over them. So I want to know what you guys think about all the stuff we discussed today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more. Remember, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.